In this episode of the Keisha Phillips Show, we're in season 9, and season 9 was titled Ready to Lead. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about how when you get into certain positions and certain aspects of your career, and sometimes even from the very beginning of your career, you need, when you want that companionship and the person to stand by your side and the person to be with you through the ins, the outs, the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, then that person that you have by your side, you want that person to be a person that you can trust. Somebody that's not only trustworthy but devoted and dedicated to your relationship, your friendship, that has the willingness to make that commitment. A person that you can sit down and y'all have established a solid foundation of togetherness. I've come to realize that no matter what we do in life, the ups, your downs, your good, the bad, you can define it as your in-betweens, but no matter what we do in life, everything comes back to togetherness. If you don't have a togetherness with a person, then there is absolutely nothing that you can build with somebody if y'all don't have a togetherness. So, we have people all the time that are married. And I respect marriage. Don't get me wrong. I respect it fully. But we have people that's married, that's in these marriages, and they're in these marriages, and it's about appearances, or it's all about show, things like that, but they're not in the marriage for the right reason. You start to learn very, very quickly the sincerity of a person when you start learning people's, and I'm not going to say people's truth, because I think that you always know a person's truth from the very beginning. I think that when you take the time and you begin to get to know a person, I think you began to know from the very beginning about their truth, their willingness to make a commitment. Whether it's somebody that's loyal, or somebody that's trustworthy, or somebody that's dedicated to your relationship, to your marriage. And I think in our careers today, that one of the most important things that we can have with a person is somebody that is going to stand by your side and genuinely, and when I say genuinely, I mean somebody that is genuinely have your best interest at heart. They genuinely care about your progress. They genuinely care about you as a person. They care about whether or not you're achieving your goals, and they're trying to help you get to that finish line. Somebody that's genuinely just going to stand by your side, genuinely be there for you through it all. That's relationship. That's commitment. That's a solid marriage. That's not only friendship, but that's companionship. Those are the things that make a relationship solid. And when you don't have that, when you have somebody that you feel that's trying to just use you, or just in it for the moment and things like that, then you begin to realize, like, what the hell are we doing? And then you begin to come to a reality that, I can do this. This person ain't got my best interest. And when somebody ain't got your best interest, then that's when you come to realize that they look up and they're in the face of somebody else. Another woman. That's when the cheating come in, and the unfaithfulness, and the lying, and the untrustworthy, and all these things. And my thing is, trust is one of the most important things to me in a relationship, in a marriage. And if I can't trust a person, I don't even like to be friends with people that I can't trust. I'm the type of person, I'm not finna smile in your face and behind your back it's something totally different. I keep it 100. I don't give a damn what it is or what it's about. I'm gonna always keep it 100. And I don't care how many different ways we take a step forward. If we're gonna always go right back to the same page, right back to where we started, then why keep wasting my time? Why keep wasting my time? Men and their jealousy, men and their egos, men and their disrespect, men and their fear to make commitment, men that want to have what they call their cake and the best of both worlds. But then you still have some men that's true to what? Commitment, true to the relationship, true to. But when you got to deal with a man that can't accept that you have friends with other men, then you already got a problem before you can even much say good morning to one another. When you have a man that can't respect your career choices, the things that you do, because that's one of the things that's very, very, very important in marriage and relationships and getting to know a person. I meet people all the time because, one, in my spare time, I'm a certified advanced fitness trainer. So I'm always meeting people. I'm always training people. And if I'm not training with one-on-one training, then I may be doing virtual fitness when I have clients that have signed up for virtual fitness. If I'm not doing virtual fitness, then I may be sitting down with a client and we doing a personalized nutrition meal plan that they're going to be using as they begin their workout. So there's just different things that I do outside of my career, outside of this show, outside of being the founder of the Keisha Phillips Show. There's so many things, other things that I do. There's other things that I dedicate my time to. It's not just dedicated to the Keisha Phillips Show. It's not just dedicated to my company, Fitness Focus. It's not just dedicated to my clients who want personal training or part of my program and have signed. It's not just dedicated to that. And although I am dedicated to their progress that they're making and their goals and their fitness journey, but then I have other obligations outside of that. Outside of my main, my main career. And so when you start having people stealing your money, then that's a problem. You go around and it's like you go around and around and around and around and around, and people steady trying to pull down this or pull down that, pull down this and pull down that. And your point is what exactly? That when you need something, then all of a sudden you got something to say. When you need something, then you okay with we can conversate now. When you need something, then I hear from you. Is that the game that people are playing these days? Earlier today, I said that my significant other resides in Hong Kong because he does. He's originally from the United States, but his job is how he ended up in Hong Kong. And at any point in time, he would be back in the United States. All I got to do is just say the word. I think at this moment I'm saying the word. I want you to come home. I want you to come back to the United States. Because I think we need to take our relationship to the level that it needs to be taken to. I think that I meet people all the time, and I do. But I'm not in denying the relationship or my involvement. But people can't, when they can't physically see a woman with a particular person, then they want to construe everything like it's a game. Or like that person doesn't exist. Because it doesn't exist in the society eyes until they physically see you and that person out and about. Like they need the evidence or the pictures to prove that this is your man, this is who you're involved with, this is your significant other, this is the relationship that you're in right now. This is the man that you're going to marry. This is your fiance. He's put a ring on your finger. Here go the engagement pictures. Here's the date for the engagement party, so we can announce it to the world. Here's your save the date invitation, so now it's the date is set for us to have this immaculate wedding. That's what society wants. That's what society needs. They want that proof. I can talk about it all day long. I can have all the vision boards and all the visions of this wedding and all the things and the after party and the reception and wedding colors and who's gonna sing and what song I want to walk down the aisle to and what's gonna be my wedding colors and who's gonna be in my wedding party. I can say and talk about it all damn day long. But we live in a world that wants that proof. That she's about to get remarried. That she's gonna marry this man with power. He holds this title, this position. He worked for this agency. And then when they get that proof, then what? Then what? People's attitude is gonna change. Oh, people are going to start looking at things a whole lot different now. Is it going to be a different level of respect? Oh, yeah, she's very qualified now. Oh, well, why nobody never said anything? Why they kept their relationship a secret? Isn't the world full of secrets? Isn't that the world that we're in? It's all about secrets, half-truths, dishonesty. Don't we live in a world full of corruption? I mean, isn't that true? Isn't that the times of today, of this society? Isn't that the economy that we're in? Huh? Isn't it? Am I being too boisterous? Huh? Is this not what the American people want to hear? Truth? Or are we in such a country that we run from truth? We deny truth? We don't face truth? But every time a natural disaster happens, It's truth. It's truth that we have been knowing for decades. Of all the things that can happen from a natural disaster. When they have pandemics and viruses and all these things that start. Things that we have been knowing since ancient BC. The Greeks' times. I mean, how many people take the time and really understand mythology? Oh, did I just say something that just went over so many people's head? How many people can relate to Buddha? Interesting. But if I took a trip to Hong Kong, then what? Nobody probably would have even made anything of it. Just went to Hong Kong. Because I'm at a point in my life where I can go anywhere I want to go in this world. And they welcome my presence to be there. Some allies have been wondering, why haven't I been there yet? I remember I had put so much emphasis on meetings with the allies and things that needed to be taken care of that would have helped our country. And guess what? Those meetings never took place, even to this day. Allies have made a note of that. But because I am a African American black woman, isn't that what this is about? The beauty, the intelligence, smart. Everybody want to use for their own personal gain. Everybody want to ride off of one woman. So many of you wouldn't be where you are today if it wasn't for me. And it's all walks of life. It's all races and cultures, ethics and backgrounds. But yet, this very woman that so many want to use and intimidate and be like, haven't held the positions that I am very capable of holding, being in, the money that I should be making right now today. A woman that should be in the upper income bracket, making about 7+ figures, having her own company, living in the house that she so desired. That's just material things, though. Wealth, riches. But yet we live in an economy and a society that would rather tear this nation down and just see it fall apart than to give one woman a chance. The one woman that seems to hold the power. Power that so many will never hold. Regardless of people's titles. How many zeros they got behind their name. Or their years of experience, or none of that even matters. But that's the United States of America. A country that can be the most powerful country. I say all the time, that's like being the general in the United States Army. But because you're a female, That's like having muscles. And so many men are intimidated because I got muscles. So people go around trying to make you look fat and overweight and all these different things. And not one time have I ever tried to camouflage my appearance or my look. But for years I taken went to just lay low, as you would call it. Helping other people rise to the moment, instead of rising to that moment myself. So therefore, that's how many times, in many different ways, that people have used me over and over and over and over and over. That's just like a woman said to me. She said, have you ever been in a relationship with a woman? And I said, no. Why? She said the most hurtful thing that you can ever experience when you in a relationship with a woman. And she said, you know what that is? I said, what? Being in love? She said, no. I said, well, what? She said the most hurtful thing that you can experience when you in a relationship with a woman is that woman getting pregnant. I say, why would that be hurtful? She said, because when you're in a relationship with a woman and that woman is leading you to believe that she's not involved with men or don't have no interest in men or not getting down with men and, not having any type of sexually involvement with a man. And then the next time you look up is that she's pregnant. I say, but a pregnancy is 9 months. She said, yeah, I know. I say, what am I not understanding? She said, well, yeah, pregnancy is 9 months. And I said, what, and she was pregnant and you didn't know she was pregnant? And she said, no, I didn't know. I said, well, when did you find out she was pregnant? She said she went to a NBA game, a National Basketball Association game. And she was sitting had floor seats and was sitting on the floor. And you know how they always taking pictures of, different people that comes to different events, okay? And they took a picture. And you know how they posting the picture all over everything. I said, okay. She said, that's when I found out that she was pregnant. I said, so where was she all these months while she was going through the pregnancy? She said, well, although we was in a relationship, we didn't reside in the same state. I say, so you telling me throughout the course of a pregnancy, which is 9 months, you ain't see it? She said, yeah. We saw each other a lot in the beginning. She said, but as it got further into the relationship, further into the pregnancy, she was saying things like she had to go out of town on, her job was sending out of town, or she had just certain things to do when it came to her career and things like that. And I said, well, okay. And I said, throughout that time, you ain't find anything any different? She said, no. She didn't do anything that she was not already doing. So it wasn't anything that became questionable. I say, so what made it become questionable? She said, because when you seeing it from another perspective, meaning because now you seeing it from this picture or this post or something that they put in the media, and you can clearly see that she's pregnant. So in other words, she let her guard down. So even though she was at this event, she's sitting on the front row. So now it's obvious that you can see the pouch. Okay, you can see that she's pregnant. And she's saying it's not even so much as the fact that she was pregnant. It's the dishonesty. It's the lies, it's the secrets. when all she had to do was just say that she was what? Still involved, or got involved, or began an involvement with a male, with a man. She said, had she just been honest, we probably could have been able to work through our differences. She said, but it was the lack of dishonesty, which means it's a lack of what? There's no trust. So that makes everything that she has ever done questionable. And she said she could not continue to be involved with a woman that had that basically no respect for their relationship and how she felt. And I said, well, doesn't that go back to that bisexuality? And she said, no. I knew that she had an interest in men. She had kids. She used to be married to a guy. So she said that's not questionable. She said what made it become questionable was the fact that she felt the need to hide it. That she could not come to her and say, look, this is what's going on. This is how I felt. This is what has happened. This is where it is. Can we work it out? Can we talk about it? She didn't do any of that. And I really understood how she felt. I really understood her resentment, her bitterness, the anger. I felt her emotion, her pain, the hurt. Because trust is one of the most important things that you can have with a person. And when you're dealing with somebody that you can't trust, or they don't trust your relationship enough, or they don't trust what you have built together, that says a lot about that person. And when it gets like that, it's hard as hell to get beyond that. By the time this woman found out that the person that she cared about or was in love with or supposed to be in a relationship was pregnant, she was getting ready to have the damn baby. And she went on to say how she loved kids, how all she had to do was say that she wanted to have another child. All she had to do was say that she was having that urge or that urgency of wanting to be with a man and things like that. That's all she had to do was just say it. She's not saying that she would have just straight up and say, go ahead and do whatever you feel you want to do and put it like that. She said she's not saying that. She's not sure how she would have reacted had it just came to her the right way. But when you find things out like that, it matters. It matters. People need to start respecting commitment. People need to start respecting companionship, togetherness. Because when you have that togetherness with somebody, whether that's in a same-sex relationship, whether it's in a heterosexual relationship, it still goes back to respect. It still goes back to that togetherness. If you've been involved with somebody and you thinking that y'all shit is solid, and then you find out the lies, that matters. And people need to start considering other people's feelings and emotions. How would you feel? How would you feel if that was the other way around? And it goes back to a person's career. I respect his career just like he respects mine. But do that mean that we can't have a togetherness and be in the same state? No, because we were in the same state before he got relocated. Do it mean that we can't be together and have a solid relationship even though his career is one thing and my career is something else? No, it doesn't mean that. It means that we both respect each other's career. And it doesn't matter if I was the first female president of the United States of America. And people was calling me Madame President. He still today would probably be in the position he is in. He probably would maybe be in a higher position. And I don't even know if the position that he's in can go any higher. He may already be in it. But the thing that I do know is that if the relationship was public and everybody knew about it, then I know that everything would be totally different. That's what I do know. That's what I do know. And maybe it's time that's exactly what we do. But then that means a whole lot of things is going to change. Because I always say all the time, it's one thing when you don't know something. You can't do nothing about something that you don't know. But when you know, and you know that my man is of much power, he's just not in this country, the United States of America. But he is still a United States citizen of the United States. Then what? I'm Keisha. And thank you for listening to the Keisha Phillips Show.